Hey y'all, welcome to Apeshit, the podcast in just hold on.
Can we open the champagne now?
Please. Please. Hey, welcome to Apeshit, the podcast paying tribute to all comedians that sorry, this will be the fourth one. It's always on the fourth or fifth.
Go.
Hey, welcome to Apeshit, the podcast paying tribute to all headliners were once a rookie. I'm here with my guest host, Janice Bannister, legend in Maple Ridge. Maple Ridge, let's start that again, motherfucker.
Please use all of these outtakes, though, and then end it with Jen going, can we pop the champagne?
She's like, Maple Ridge?
I have done the casino in Maple Ridge in 1942.
Ooh, that was good back then, yes. Hey, welcome to Apeshit, the podcast paying tribute to all comedians that are headliners were once rookies. We have Jan Bannister, legend in all of Vancouver, a queen who brings comedy to the stage and teaches everybody how to do it. And honestly, she's been a huge person in here.
She's not that big. I mean,
She's huge pain in the ass ever since I asked her to do this show.
huge pain in the ass.
She accused me of AI in the...
Fuck it, Larry, we need to fucking do this.
Get her done.
I like this. Hey, welcome to Apeshit, the podcast paying tribute to all headliners were once rookies. I'm here with my guest host, Janice Bannister. Absolute little legend. If I say more, I might have another outtake. I'll introduce our guest, Nicole. Oh,
Hey.
woo! Welcome. We told you it was going to be crazy. Nicole and we have Jackie Amsden. Did I say it right?
Yeah, you sure
Fuck.
did.
Oh, their first one, because usually I mess up everybody's name right off the hop. Rosie's, I was definitely going to mess it up. Do you guys want some champagne?
Sure.
Welcome to Apeshit. That was tough, hey, guys?
Thank you.
That took me a few tries there to get the intro. Oh, my God.
That's part of the art.
You know, that's the art of doing comedy and also having grace when you do it. It's kind of like open mic. I like to say that this is kind of like an open mic situation.
Oh, thank you. Oh, a present, too.
Whoa.
This is
Oh,
exciting.
yeah, this is
presents? Is this from when Jan was cleaning out her closet?
This is another
This
thing
is
I've been
100%.
getting de-junking, right? Yeah.
Jan's panties. Oh, my gosh.
That's right.
I like that you sniffed them first.
I was going to say, did you sniff those?
Well, I had to be sure.
That's how she knew. That's how she
Marta,
knew.
these are
do you want some
definitely
champagne?
Marta,
Marta, the
an
producer. We need Marta has champagne. Thank you. It's the only way that we survive
Aw,
today. Thank you,
Jen, so
Marta.
cute.
There's an explanation
Oh,
behind them
wow.
all. So
Oh my God, is this me? Is this my fanny pack?
look at this. This is Jack. So this, I know you.
Your fanny pack.
It's a
my
WWE
God.
belt. That's great.
And I got just like my bra on. I
Well,
feel like
Jack-
this is a look I can
yeah.
pull off.
Nicole, I know, is in jeans and shirt kind of. I
Oh.
put her in a Christmas outfit.
I'm
Yeah,
excited.
that
to
was
and
see
then
punishment.
you're our cheerleader. So I got you the tassels and everything.
That's oh my God, it matches your.
me.
Jan, this is wonderful.
You just never know what I'm going to be coming out in tassels and anything. I like that you first
gotta
thought
take
of
a photo.
tassels.
I know. I thought her going, yeah, jazz hands.
Jazz hands. Thank you for bringing us that.
There
That's
you
yummy.
go. So we're off for the Christmas
We're off
season.
to.
My gingerbread ass is
Beautiful.
huge.
I know.
Let's cheers,
Yeah,
everybody.
you got
Let's-
Cheers.
Let's cheers it.
You're huge in the gingerbread.
She got gingerbread BBO.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. You know, we're here today because the title and like the theme of it is building dreams to reality and how to build an epic comedy show. And that's why I brought you guys on. So let me please do your official introduction. We have Jackie Amsden is the co-producer of the Trainwreck Comedy Hour in Port Moody, Comedy Exposed in New West. She teaches comedy roasting with Laughter 101, who would be Jan Bannister's baby brainchild, born in 2003, teaching women and people all over the world how to be amazing comedians.
Am I drunk now?
Yeah, I don't know. Am I? And Jackie is the two-time winner of the Last Comedy Contest in Abbotsford. I love it. Welcome, Jackie.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Yeah, I love it. And Nicole Ann co-produces Comedy Exposed, which I'm going to break it down for a second. I just saw, so I'm going to jump back into there after. That show that you guys are doing is amazing. Yeah. She is host of the monthly burlesque show on Sundays nights on Underground Comedy. She's also a house comic at the Underground, which recently won the Golden Owl Award for Best Comedy Experience 2 years in a row. She has performed across Western Canada, overseas, and you're going to see her across the world all very soon. Damn. Welcome. You. So I got to go to your guys' show. This is my second time. And I got to say, I brought 2 of my girlfriends, and they didn't know what they were doing until one Googled them. It's from New West, and then yours came up. So when you Google comedy in New West, it pops up.
Dang.
Yeah, marketing. Cheers to that, ladies. Fantastic. Cheers. Here.
New West.
New West. And right off the hop, when I walked in, the vibe, super cool. And here's what I love about it. You guys are right there front door. You're greeting every single person coming in. You're seating them down. Every single person has a consideration of where they're going to be seated so they can see the stage. And there is nothing like titties and dick and comedy in one room and great drinks. And that's what you guys get. We didn't see the real dick. Don't settle down. But there was a big salt ball sack, and you got to go see it if you got to see it. You got to see it to understand.
We'll have to show some footage from the show.
We're going to show. I would love to show the way that man came out with a full sack ready to rock and roll was fantastic. But just the whole experience, you walk back in time. You feel like you're walking back in 1920s. And honestly, that's kind of the vibe here today. I wanted to talk about collaboration, the shows. Where does it come from? What inspires you? Where do these ideas come from? And because I'm a baby comedian and I want to do shows. I want to create them and I want to know how you guys did it because nobody else out there knows how to do it, just like me. So I'm looking forward to. So where did that idea come from?
Jackie. The idea came from Jackie.
I am just an opportunist. So I happen to know the owner of the Metro Hall, and I kept being like, can we do a comedy show? Hey, can we do a comedy show? Every time I was here at social events. And so finally she's like, you're the psychic? I was like, no.
Oh, you look like it today.
Yeah, today. You forgot in the bio that Jackie's also a fortune teller.
I'm also here to read your auras. That would be super fun to do, right?
That.
Combine that with comedy. But it was someone, I met someone that had a venue and I just kept persisting. And in the end, it wasn't intentional. She said, we have our nights branded. So you can either combine it with burlesque or combine it with drag. Those are your 2 options. Because I think she didn't want to have a straight comedy night because it would compete with House of Comedy.
Yeah. Well,
right?
It doesn't. Yeah, I think it's smart for their venue, the Flappers Lounge.
Exactly, right? So I was like, I think burlesque is better aligned than drag, just because of the female energy in both. And I also heard drag. It's just hard to book. There's more of a scarce performer.
Yes.
So it honestly, that's how it came out. It wasn't like I sat down and was like, I want to. This is my vision. It was I saw an opportunity, and then I moved into the space, and then I just was talking about it with Nicole, like right during the decision time, and she was like, "I will do it with you," and I was like, "Okay, we got a team." And then I reached out in the burlesque. Because I had no experience with burlesque. Yeah. So I posted in the burlesque Facebook group, does anyone want to be involved? And this wonderful, amazing woman, Victoria, who I actually had met at an open mic because she does comedy sometimes also, she volunteered to be part of the show. And she's been instrumental in helping us, integrate with the burlesque community. Yeah. So I think just my takeaway was just like, you see an opportunity, like don't step back, just make it happen. Like step into it and then the next step will emerge. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. And you know what? You talked about a lot on the podcast that you were on as a guest where you said, just ask. Ask the people, ask
and you're
the
right.
venues.
If they said no, then you look at another opportunity, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or
awesome.
I mean, there's ones that I've tried once and one and done because it didn't work.
Totally.
It didn't, for whatever reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll get into that a little bit later, but yeah, if you don't ask, and once you ask, it creates interest for them too. They're like, wow, yeah, we could add that to our roster.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Yeah, and don't give up, right? Because I had to ask her, like, it was probably 6 months of me asking the owner.
It's never a quick yes.
I'm wondering, why do you think that comedy gets a bad rap? Because I have kind of hit this in 2 places I've reached out to. and they're into having like karaoke. They're into having lots of different performances, but comedy or open mic kind of formats kind of scare owners sometimes. Have you kind of gotten that vibe from different people? Because I've got have you have experience?
Because on karaoke night, no one's going to get up there and sing a Nazi song.
Okay, so people
is
are
when you've got a room full of
in the karaoke book.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
okay,
total
so-
eclipse of the heart isn't going to turn off your customer base,
it
but
will
but
when I'm singing.
Hitler joke will. Yeah, this is
There is a venue I won't name, but they had a human rights complaint because of.
Oh, I know that venue.
I'm trying to be subtle.
Oh, it's in the
I know this
newspaper.
story too. I think I know this
It's
story
shit.
too. Yeah, but you
one-
have comedians going up, and they're so unpredictable in what they're going to say, and some of that is the beauty of comedy, and it's the excitement and the joy of doing it. But if you are a venue owner, it's often just not the juice ain't worth the squeeze as far as your customer base goes for having one Tuesday night where you're trying to get 8 extra people into a room.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm gonna double it.
Well, and to go back to the first opportunity, when you pitch to someone, if you pitch a comedy show in a pub,
Yeah.
right? You have a pub crowd. You don't have people necessarily coming to, it's not the comedy club.
see a
It's
show.
not, So what happens is they show up and just what Nicole said, right? They start doing butt fucking jokes and whatever else, right? And the audience is like, I came to have a drink with my boyfriend, like what's
Yeah.
going on here?
Yeah.
my boyfriend and I, he does comedy too, and we jokingly call it ruining someone's wing night.
Yeah,
So when you're doing comedy at like a pub, like somewhere that isn't a comedy venue, because we all do those shows still,
Yes,
of course,
yeah.
right? And happily do them. But we'll say, where's your show tonight? Oh, I'm off to ruin someone's wing night.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
Basically.
A group of comedians are going to show up, and someone's going to be eating wings and go, oh fuck, the music just
and
stopped.
that happened to
the hockey
one
game got
recently,
turned off.
Yeah, I went to check it out, and then I was like, "Oh, and I watched the people that were already in attendance there, in the audience, and I thought, "Oh, there, I could see the eyes rolling, and then, and then can we get our bill? Oh no,
Oh, no.
and they were gone. So that audience member was gone. The next audience member was gone, and all of a sudden now you got 8 comics sitting there watching each other, and I secretly put a bet on how long it would last. It didn't last as long as I thought it would. I gave them 8 weeks, but it only lasted 6, right? So it just, people don't want to come, and then the management says, we can't have that in our pub.
That being said, I don't really love doing comedy in a pub either. Like I
not
really
built for
don't
comedy.
like it. I don't love being in a place where I'm like sportcast news set. Like no, thank you. I don't want to hear him in the corner or the guy who breaks the balls on the pool table and and you're like, there it goes. What the hell was I talking about? Yeah. So like I much prefer a different environment. Like I love Peninsula Productions. They've got
But it's a theater.
Yeah, I love the theater. I think for me, I love a theater atmosphere. I love the BC House of Comedy. I like that big kind of, you're up there on the stage. But I also really like I love laughs where you're in the crowd and you're right there. I like those. I just don't love the bar scene per se. Like I've gone to a couple open mics and there's a couple around in the Fraser Valley in specific bars. And it's a weird feeling. I get more uncomfortable and nervous in those environments than I will in, like, say, Abbotsford out there, right? Or yeah.
Yeah, and Alex Suarez is amazing.
Yeah.
I owe a lot to Alex Suarez and how I got started in doing comedy, and he is such a hustler and will. He's put on shows in a million different types of venues, and some of the rooms he's put shows on in are great. It's a back room of a restaurant, or it's something where that room is better designed for comedy.
Because he thinks about it. He's
well,
like, I don't want
but
them
I mean,
to
in
be
other
super-
cases, he's just taken a shot and he's going, okay, I'm going to try comedy at this pub and see if it'll work because he's trying to create a community and trying to create a scene. So
But he makes it comfy for you. He makes it comfy when you're there. You know what I mean? Like in those uncomfortable environments where it's super loud or whatever. And he'll be like, it's okay. We got a space for you guys to
Oh, he's
relax.
amazing.
Or, guys here relax because he knows it's super loud in one place or whatever. Yeah, he's great that way.
Yeah, but part of building a community culture, a comedy culture or comedy community is that you do have to take a shot on some of those pub venues and bless the producers that do, like Alex, because it is like a very hard thing to keep a room like that going. And then it's on to the next one, and then eventually, like as Suarez did, you find a great spot that maybe does work where you've now like built up enough funds or enough of a social media following or whatever it is to start hosting shows in that space. So it's definitely a tough journey, but bless the producers that do try to run those types of shows because it is a challenge and they're always looking for another venue and looking for another spot, and that is such a grind that it takes a real hustler to do
I
it.
feel like we should have this is our dedication to Alex spot on our show
he gets a
because
mention in
every
every
single
podcast.
comedian who comes on says that
Oh, we
Alex
love
says,
you,
Alex, we love you. You have made such a huge impact in our community. Clearly, every guest who comes on Apeshit just like loves you. And I love you too, buddy. See you later at tonight's show. But it's just one of those things that I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be doing this podcast alone with my friends, bringing on females, doing just different things that we were doing. If I didn't have people and all of the community saying, you know what, you got this, you can do this. What's your drive? What's your force? And maybe this won't work, but maybe something else will. Because there was like a time not too long ago where I was like, I called Jan. And I was like, I don't know what, I think I'm going to do this alone. Should I? She said, go. What are you doing? Go. Why are you talking about it? And that's kind of people like Alex, Jan. And I've really inspired by watching your journey. I don't know you as well, Nicole, but like I watched you really help a lot of communities rise up. You're a lot like Alex too. You're a lot like them. So here's our Alex Minute. Gratitude. Here's your gratitude to Alex Minute on the
Brought to you by
podcast.
Alex Suarez. Alex, how can you afford this?
Yeah, right. I want to go back to like Nicole with Comedy Underground because about winning the award for that place is so good too in terms of consistency. And that's another thing. You can find a venue, you can try and get it, but if you're not consistently good or improving it or whatever, and that's what Underground is doing in Vancouver, because now people say to me, oh, have you ever been to the Comedy Underground? They know it. They're not, and the little mountains down there now, but they're still mentioning you got that club first, right? Which I consider you guys. So that's really important too. Alex does that. You guys do that with your monthly show, right? You're doing it with your podcast. There's got to be consistency because if people see it once here and there's nothing, they're like, oh, who was that did it? They don't remember it. They don't remember the location or anything.
Unless you know the comedians that you're actually performing at these places, you're like, what? You don't really think of it, which kind of takes me, you kind of just did a really good intro into where the podcast is going and how I said that this is going to be the episode that I share what's happening with the podcast. And so I think this is the time because you just hit it on the nail. Unless you are familiar with the locations, unless you know what the shows are, when they're running, who's running them, producing, you don't know where the shows are. So Apeshit is going to be going on the road to all the venues in Vancouver, all the way across British Columbia. We've got Vancouver Island, and I'm going to be taking the Apeshit on the road to highlight these venues because like we're saying, unless you know that comedian, unless you know that venue, I want Vancouver to be on the map that when you come to Vancouver, first thing you think is, I'm going to the Underground. That's where I'm going because that's the place to next I'm going to Laughs in Abbotsford. I'm going to see their shows. I want BC to be on the radar, but unless you know a comedian, you're not thinking about the shows. So now we're gonna blow up the venues. We're gonna show everybody the venues, see the comedians, where they're performing, have their monthly shows, and so people can. Oh, it's on Tuesday nights. I'm going to Nicole's show. Oh, it's on Wednesday nights. I'm going to Jackie's show. I want people to know the venues and then the people along with it, comedians along with it. So that's what Apeshit's doing. We're going on the road, baby. This will be the last in-studio podcast for like, well, I don't know. I just got mad shivers there. I feel like it's just, no, don't worry, Dan. I've got other outtakes for you. Don't worry. There's other things that we're going to need you for, Billy Boy. No.
Realistic is for? What's this?
Time for champagne.
Not yet. No, I just think that we need to, because I went on a journey downtown Vancouver. I literally booked a hotel for 2 nights and walked around Vancouver. I went to the Underground. I went to Little Gallery. I went to Comedy After Dark. I did Comedy After Dark. I walked in there. John Endo's walking out, and as he said there was open mic, I said, okay, well, I'm going to do it. And he's like, throw her on. She'll go. And I did. Got to do it by myself. Nobody, like, I didn't know. In the
audience?
There was actually 10 people in the audience. 10 people about 20 years younger than me. So my set that I went in
Try
with.
living in my world.
You had... I feel it every single day, Jen. I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm younger than all these hockey parents. And I'm like, I'm not younger than any of these people. And they probably think I'm the old person now.
You guys are all younger than when I even started comedy.
Well, thank God, because like...
When did you start comedy?
Yeah, okay, so what? How old were you? What was your age?
I was almost 50 when I started comedy.
Good for you.
Okay. And what made you like, do it?
Same thing. I took a class and I was like, I just didn't stop after that. Yeah. I was just like... I was actually fired from a job, and so I was the exit interview. The woman said to me, "Have you ever started doing stand-up comedy?" And I'm like, "No, that would be ridiculous." And she said, "Well, you kept it." So they sent me to a training program, right? She said, "They would you entertained us the whole time you were here, the whole 3 weeks. I think you should look into it." So
And then that
I
made you
did,
do
and
it.
I never stopped after that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I love the idea of maybe that woman saying it sarcastically, like,
I
"Jen,
know.
you've just
Yeah.
been fired from this
You're
job.
like-
Why don't you go be a stand-up comedian if
It
you
was
think you're
her
so
way
funny
of
at work?"
saying you did not shut up all through the friggin' classes, and you know,
Yes.
like
I had that too problem, Jan, in high school.
She's like, maybe you should give up your day job.
Maybe-
I'm like, this is like school, high school. I could
This is
entertain all
fun.
these people.
You know what's funny is in high school, I same thing. I was kind of like a little bit of a chatterbox. I don't know why, and I was in band till religiously till grade 11. And my band teacher told me, "You'll never amount to nothing. You'll be working at McDonald's for the rest of your life."
Oh, there's a
And I was like,
teacher you all want.
really? What'd you say, Mr. Dumas? Like, it got my roar, like it roared me up, and it like lights a fire under us. It's not how I got into comedy, but looking back at it now, I'm like, joke's on you. Like
I'm
this
at
worked.
Wendy's.
I'm like, I went to Wendy's instead first. I started at Tim Hortons, which is true. I just started at Tim Hortons, but not McDonald's. Not McDonald's. Chatty boxes. What made you jump into comedy?
I did radio for a long
I
time.
can see that. You have a very good radio.
Thank you.
voice.
It's,
Okay, I won't say. Can you give me like a radio like intro? To be like, welcome to 8 Pop.
I need another drink.
absolutely not.
I tried. Here, Jen. Since we're getting crazy.
I worked in radio for a long time.
can't
Whether
see
it's like music radio or talk radio, and when I got out of that industry, because it is a dying industry, it was so much fun when I started, and then over the course of 15 years of doing it, you see that downward trend in the industry. So I got out of it and started working in communications. But then I found that there was this creative void in my life, and I'd always had friends who had done stand-up comedy, and my boyfriend was doing it, and the reason why I say that is because when you know people who are doing it, you see an avenue to get into it. So it had been something that I'd always considered or thought about or liked or enjoyed, and it had always been in sort of my world. But when you actually know someone who's doing it, they tell you, so what you have to do is you have to go to the open mic, and you have to have 5 minutes ready, and you have to have an opening joke, and they tell you all those little things. Someone's going to light you. You're going to see a cell phone go up, and they're going to light you, and that's what means
Can
1
we
minute left.
Cheers to that, because I'm
yeah.
That is exactly how my journey started, and it was overwhelming.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know what to do. I don't have my notes. I don't know. Guess what? Notes don't work for me. It just like you have to find that what works for you. So thank you for bringing that up.
Oh, totally. It's so helpful when you have a friend or someone who is a mentor to you in some capacity who just can help just give you that nudge in the right direction and then tell you all the things you can expect. So when you do walk out there on that stage for the first time, you have an idea of what is going to be happening, and it makes it just slightly less scary, but it also just provides that avenue so you know how to even get into doing this whole thing.
Yeah, and after you decide to go out there, to have someone sitting in the audience that possibly knows you, right?
Yeah.
That can just like, you did a great job, even though behind they're thinking, oh my God, I hope she doesn't do it anymore.
Someone to hand you that tissue, while you're sobbing on the way home in the car. It's so nice.
Yeah, we're so self-defecating. Is that a shit? Is that a shit?
Did you shit yourself, Jen?
Is that a shit?
Damn it!
You are getting older. So we're all just here self-defecating.
I was a nurse for 14
diapers.
I was a nurse for 14 years. I had to keep everybody's BM, so I'm doing the same thing here. Self-deprecating, right? We just oh my God, I did this. I forgot to do that. So, like even me now, I'm like, oh shit, I should have worn a different blouse. I should have this. I should have that, right? But if you have someone who just said, no, you were great up there, and you're just like, was I? And it's so important. Yeah.
It is.
And then when you start to meet comedy buddies, that's even better, right?
Yeah.
You got a friend in me.
I remember
think it's
a
important.
producer one time saying to me, I can always tell I've taken your classes because they talk to people and each other, right? Because there'd be comics that had come, it was their first time, they were afraid to talk to anybody else, they'd sit in the back of the room with their book, and they'd, and because they were just, but then my gang would come in because I'd tell them, stick together when you go to open mics because you need that support.
Yeah.
And they'd all go together and they'd be like, you were good up there, you were good, and that's that, and then it'd dwindle out to whoever could really hack it, right?
Yeah.
That is true. And that's actually a big one of the theme today is like collaboration. That is a huge thing that I find in British Columbia we are really, really good at. we collaborate. Everybody collaborates with each other. You've got Vancouver scene collaborating with the Fraser Valley scene. You've got different comedians doing different shows. I mean, there isn't like a, you can only work in this area or you can only work with these people or FEMA.
There used to be.
There used to be, but we breaking down barriers, thank you very much, for like, because of those things. And like working together is becoming, I think that's for me, my goal 2026 is I want to work with as many different people. I don't want to be stuck in the same place. I would love to do a monthly show, but like I want to work with every kind of different person, different kind of comedians, and just get the exposure for it. And British Columbia has been so cool that way, just by meeting people and talking to people. Hey, call this person, check it out. That's how I got my first show. Was another comedian was like, I really think this person would really like your style. Give her a call. Boom, first show.
Yeah.
Thank you, Peninsula Productions. We love you. And D. Fredder, thank you very much. You know, it's people helping out each other and collaborating. So like you guys collaborating together, like my goal for your guys' next show, I want to fill the whole thing. Like my goal is I'm like, how many tickets can you sell?
Awesome.
How many
We'll get
tickets?
you a
How many?
promo code.
Yeah, I want like, I can get 35, 40 people there easy. Like give me a goal. I like a drive. I want a girls party. So Apeshit, anybody who wants to come to the show, it's going to be on January 9th is Tuesday.
8th. It's whatever they think.
Hold
whatever
on.
that
Before
Thursday
we
is.
we'll get this. Before January 8th, 2026 at the Flapper Lounge in New Westminster. I'm going to be there and I'm going to bring as many of you guys there, and all my girlfriends. Marta will be there in the flesh.
Awesome.
And we're going to fill that place.
Yeah,
I would love
this.
Big Ballsack guy. He would be fantastic if you could bring him back. My girls were loving that. I'm bringing my favorite Russian.
Okay,
yes, absolutely. That was great.
Byron,
Great.
Thanks.
Yes. My favorite Russian's a female, and she's amazing. She's got beautiful red hair. Oh, my God.
There was more than one there?
No, she wasn't there, but she's a
Okay.
real live living Russian, so I want to bring her to one of his shows because she'd be like, bullshit, I raised myself and skinned cat by myself by 14, you know nothing. Like, she's just that funny way.
Yeah.
She should be a comedian, too.
Yeah, the Comedy Exposed show is really fun. You know, it has been a really great and I think very successful night there, which has been very cool. It's nice to see it like sell out like month after month. And we were like, oh hell yeah, like this is actually working and it's actually connecting and clicking. And we do try to have like a diversity of dancers and comedians that are on it. We definitely focus more on having like women and or like people from the queer community sort of on that show. And the one burlesque dancer that you're referring to is a male burlesque dancer. We've had him back a couple times now. He's amazing. He's so funny. Debonair. He's great. And yeah, he's an absolute hoot to have him on the shows. And then every once in a while, we've like dipped into having a male comedian come on the show too. The last time it was Brian
that was
Bertram
cool.
doing Sergei Putinsky, which was very fun.
Freaking awesome.
But yeah, and typically we have had it though where it's usually 4 women and then your burlesque dancers as well. So it's been cool to showcase female comics in that way.
That's really cool. You know, you had mentioned about having the drag, and you're like, I wasn't sure. So I had two drag queens and a king on the show here last year for Pride Month. Amazing. And actually, the reason I brought them on is because when they're doing their shows, they're so funny. They're
They're hilarious.
like so comedic. And like, so I've actually thought about doing a drag comedy show.
yeah, you should.
So if you guys are cool, I'll go drag comedy. You guys do drag burlesque,
fill your
and
boots.
you
Yeah,
know
deal.
we could
Yeah.
juice. I want to try because I'm like, fuck, that would be hilarious. You got to break in between, and you know what? And it includes our.
Rio does that. You should check it out. Yeah.
I want to check it out. Yeah, I want to try drag too. Maybe I'll do comedy and drag the same night. You never know. Maybe AJ McLovely will come out. You never know. Actually, I dressed up and I did drag too, so nobody knew I was coming in looking like a dude, and I called myself AJ McLady, and it was good. He was hot. I was pretty sure I was going to turn a couple of my heterosexual girlfriends. They're like, "You look good." I'm like, "I look like my brother."
Nobody
this is
turns
weird.
them. Where did we get
They've
this
always been.
information from?
They've always been. No, that's awesome. Oh, what else have we got here?
I don't know. Check your notes.
Well, this is why I don't like notes. So hosting. You guys, we've done creating, but I want to touch a little bit on hosting. What are your guys' experience in hosting, and do you guys steer away from it, or do you love it?
No, you got to lean into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love hosting, and I think again,
We're looking at each other right now because we both have a lot of experience in hosting, and it's been an overlapping learning experience for each other. So I feel like we're looking at each other like, who wants to start?
Yeah,
But here's the thing: is that's what I want to hear. Is like, what didn't work in the hosting? What do you do now that you're like that you like? What makes it your jam for you? What makes an experience that you want to do the hosting?
I feel like hosting Okay, Nicole's boyfriend taught me how to do hosting. And what I felt was really inspiring and freeing was when he said the host doesn't have to be funny. The host has to be likable, and you can do your engage the audience, get to know who's in the audience, so that when the headliner comes in, they know who they're going to draw on and the other comedians, and also you can really ramp up the audience because you know everyone. I want to hear from my poor Moody gang in the back. And I felt like that was really freeing is, you can come in there and be like, I have jokes. And they're surprised that you have jokes because they just thought you were super likable.
Yeah.
But I feel like the host is a really important part of the show.
Yeah,
and
it is.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's been a really, running my own shows and just hosting at other venues, I feel like has really given me the opportunity to build that skill.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy it.
You do a great job at it. You're entertaining. And I see you, I didn't see any jokes. I seen maybe one joke I maybe heard once, but other than that, it was all fresh. You worked the crowd really well. I mean, and it was exciting. And in between, you've come along, hosting wise, girl, you've come a long way. It's entertaining, and I can't wait to see what you do next. Really, you're really good at it.
Thank you.
Yes, keep going with it. Yeah. I want to learn from you because I'm not. So
Nicole
teach
is
me the
also
ways,
amazing,
Yoda.
and that's been a gift of running the show with her. Is watching you host, and I'm like, and seeing your tricks and your pivots on the moment, and it's such a beautiful experience. I think we both agree is that hosting creates those magical, unique moments, right?
Yes.
Where it's not canned comedy. It's a unique moment, and the audience recognizes that this is special and here and now and just for us right now. And I feel like that is the freedom of a host, right? Is you don't have to, again, when Nicole's boyfriend taught me hosting, he's like, you can just do 2 or 3 jokes. You know what I mean? He's like, don't do, just do your top 3 jokes. So I feel like there's a funnel, you have these certain prompts and you get to 2 or 3 jokes and then start the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you described that really, really well. The way that I was taught hosting by my boyfriend. Again, this is the whole theme of the
He's
show.
a really good
Alex
teacher.
Carr is amazing. We love Alex Carr.
Awesome.
Other Alex, we love all that.
We love all the Alex. We're big Alex fans over here. Alex heads in the room.
Alex is total 90s kid name.
And he taught us the traditional hosting skills that he was taught, which is off the top, you're going to try to get your 3 rounds of applause. So, you should always say who's been to a comedy show before, have you been here before, whatever, who hasn't been to a show before. And then, give it up for your headliner or whatever. So you're trying to get a little energy built off the top. And then is anybody celebrating here tonight? So then you kind of get that piece done off the top and you're engaging with the audience and you're doing your crowd work. And then maybe you do a little bit more crowd work. And then you get to the point where now you're introducing the audience to written material.
That's cool.
So now you're training them to get used to listening to what the written material is so that when you do bring up your first comic to the stage, they're now trained to understand, okay, we got a little bit of the chatter out of the way, we got a little bit of that energy out of the way. The comics who are coming up, especially your headliner, they have a little bit of intel for who's in the room, and now they're used to understanding what written material is and how to listen to that. So it's there's definitely an art to it. There's some rules that are helpful to follow when you are hosting to be successful and to get the show going well. To Jackie's point, just being likable is the most important part. That they're okay, this person doesn't have to be hilarious, but as long as they're sort of charming and nice and likable, then we enjoy this show and this experience on whole. I know I was listening to the Boys Cast and they had Sam Talent on, and he said hosting is like getting stabbed in the stomach for 7 minutes, and that sometimes is the experience with hosting where you are truly doing a job up there. You're up there and the audience is cold, and you're just trying to kickstart it from nothing. And when you actually can pull that off, it is a very rewarding feeling.
That is, and
I'd like to say something because I agree with what you guys are saying, but then when you said the 7 minutes, I think professional MCs, like the hosts that we see at the professional clubs when they come in, you need some content. You can, everybody's heard the how's your family doing and where y'all from, and I go to the New West Club and if it's black comic up from LA, I always hear, God, where am I? I'm the only black person out here. I'm like, walk across the street. This is New Westminster, you know. This half the community is diverse, right? But you have to have some content because there's only the MC, the middle, and the headliner.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to get some information for the headliner sometimes, but I think you need a little bit more at that level. 7-minute MC, fine, host, whatever. You can do some of those tricks, and I agree with all of them, but I think you need to have a set too. And I've done shows with other, touring comics, and one of them said, I forgot how strong the MCs are in Canada because they really do a set, right? They don't just do the frill. And I think that's really important, right? So, and I know both of you can do that because if you had to do a 15-minute, but we tend to do the shows that we're producing have 6 or 8 or comics on, right? As opposed to just the 3 of you are the whole content of the show. Yeah. So it's quite a different thing.
No, it's true when you're doing like, I've done a 20-minute hosting set before, and it's one of those things where, you can't just do 20 minutes of like, so where are you from?
Yes.
Oh my God, you forgot how long you guys were dating for? It took a millisecond too long to answer. Blah. Yeah. So you.
Yeah, I've seen.
Flex
and that's what you need to do, right? Yeah, you need to know, and people need to know that you can't just I can, split up. Even if you split up your set, or sometimes you have to. If you've got a guest spot in between there, then you're
back for 5 again.
Yes.
Before the headliner. So
we had another comedian come on who literally said the same thing. That down in the States, the MCs are not known for being. Or the person hosting is not known for being funny. They're kind of like, so when they
are that. Yeah.
So when the comedians come up here and you've got a Canadian hosting or emceeing, they're like, holy shit, this man's actually like funny. And he actually said that it was hard for him because he's like, had to actually not be funnier than like the headliner. You actually have to know who is going up on stage and who you're working with, so you don't make them look bad because now you're really funny and now you're a headliner. Well, I don't know. I just go up there and try to be funny. But the hosting thing is it's one of those things. Up here it's a lot different than down there, and I think that you do got to have some material. And the people who are like, how you forgot how long you're dating. I hate that shit. Snore. Where when you were hosting, talking about Steve came up how many times throughout the thing?
The audience member.
The audience member. But how many times did that come up afterwards?
It was great.
He became right on the spot,
a running joke,
which is the perfect thing for us. Just find that little tidbit in the crowd,
and that's an
your
intimate
person you're
room,
able to
right?
go back
So
to.
you can have that power in that room.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think just sometimes what I don't love in hosting is when a comic is just doing their set as they're hosting, and there's
I hate that.
There's none of the formula, stuff where we're engaging with the crowd, and so for me that's a more common pitfall that I see at this level, and so I feel like that I would like to give that advice to all the aspiring comics first going into hosting. It's not just doing your set first; it's integrating the crowd work with then a seamless transition into your written material and not doing it all.
And that comes from practice back to, you can host once and go, oh, wow, what did I do there? And then the next time you do a little bit different and you take it, and you're right, you build a hosting gig basically, right? But you have to be obviously funny and you have to have some content. And then the interaction with your audience comes from that audience. Right, because you see, you've scouted the room. The couples are over here, and I did a Valentine's Day show one time, and I thought, it's all going to be a bunch of losers, all us single people, right? And I got there, it was all couples, and I'm like, what the heck am I going to do now, right? I had to flip my whole thing, right? Because I was doing like 15 at opening, and I was like, so I did a lot of crowd play, but I had everything that I'd written about couples, I had to reverse, right? Because now I had to honor them because they were all there at a comedy show. Where I was like, they're the losers. We're the strong ones, the single people. So you have to be ready for that.
You have to be ready to pivot. And personally, I like hosting, and I know a lot of people don't like hosting. Like a lot of comics hate it, but if you can switch that mindset to I actually want to host and I want to be the person that goes up there and sets the tone for the show. It's honestly really fun, and also it's a position on the show that pays
Yeah,
relatively
exactly.
well.
You actually get money.
You actually get money hosting.
So you're
many
talking
people
my
don't- yeah, like,
language there. It pays really well. I'm
lot
good
of
at
people don't wanna
hosting
do it.
things.
Yeah.
It's fun to do. You get to be the first one out there to set the tone for the show, and it also pays. So if
Wear
you can,
funky
yeah.
outfits, I mean, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
I want nobody to know what the hell I'm going to wear next. Where I'm going to wear next. I think that's going to be my element on comedy. Is people are saying, what the hell is she going to be
That'll
wearing
your
this
brand.
time?
Yeah.
Oh, she's
Your
wearing
brand,
a pair of overalls. That's weird.
It's like Jackie's brand. She's got her fanny pack.
I hope you know what you should market that. Like,
She can't get over the fanny pack.
I
She's
love
always
it.
like,
No.
you're wearing that fanny pack again.
Because the branding's working.
It's working. I say that.
I
And
think
people
you need
ask
to
me,
merch.
right? People ask me. They're like, "Oh my God, why does she always wear that fanny pack?" I said, "That's her thing."
Everyone's talking.
I said, and I always say, "Have you seen the glitter one?" That's what I say,
So
right?
funny.
I think you should merch it. I
Yeah.
think you
Yeah.
should
Yeah.
with your like a picture of you. You're like. on the fanny pack, and then it's like every color, and
Oh my
then
God,
we
it's
can all
so
go
funny.
rocking fanny packs.
Yeah, okay.
I love fanny packs. They are so functional.
Functional.
So functional.
Yeah.
So many things I could pack right there, and then hide it.
You
for
can just have
concerts
one
and
that
all
says
stuff.
"no joking," and then it flips over to say, "I've got my period," because you do that period.
Oh yeah, the period joke. No, I stopped doing the period joke.
I know. Oh,
You
did
were like, it's a little. Don't do it right off the top. And
Yeah, well, yeah.
And Alex was like, it's your grossest joke.
Yeah,
and I was
right.
like, oh, okay. The universe is saying, let go of the period joke.
Yeah, right.
It's like every time I drop a blowjob joke, I don't know what it is. People are just like, "Ugh." I'm like, why is it always the men that are uncomfortable with this joke? The women are howling, but the single men in the crowd are like, "Don't talk about my penis like that." I don't know what it is.
I'm so curious to know what this joke
Yeah,
is.
right. I'm
Yeah.
like,
What do you mean?
Oh my God. I don't know. It's the very first time I ever stood on stage at Bullies in New West.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And like I got hit and I did a joke. I was like, I don't understand understand the difference, like how this is so taboo for like men. They'll roll over in the morning with like morning wood and like want a blowjob, but never in my life have I rolled over in the morning and opened my clam and been like, "Hey, lick it, kitty." And then the guys of the okay, so the women enjoy
This
it.
is why
And
pubs
it's
do
true.
not allow stand-up comedy.
Okay, but let me tell you, is it? Am I
As I'm
wrong?
eating my
Am I wrong?
Clamatos.
It's a double standard.
Pass the clamato juice.
It's a double standard. I don't open her up and say go to town, but they always do. It's a double standard. I didn't like it. But the men in the room were like, they're about 18, 19, 20. Like, you guys haven't had sex yet, have you guys?
Well, see, that's the thing is you got to read the room because they don't even
It was
know
my
what a
first
period
time on
is.
stage. I was like, I don't know if I should do this. And then I did a joke about how they have cat litters in my school district, and that hit hard. And that was a good
They have
one.
cat litter?
Dude, well, don't even
Okay,
get
don't
me
go there,
on
don't go
on
there.
the cat litter boxes in the school
Okay,
districts
stop.
for
Let's just
the
stop
furries.
right there.
Yes.
We don't want to
It's a
expose
thing.
any district. What was it, 64?
No, 72.
72.
7, 6, 7.
6,
No.
7.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, but it was a good joke, and I still talk about that one every
good.
once in a while. But
You do you. Well, and that's interesting about content is because people say to me about women comics, they talk about the periods. Not many of them do, actually. Some of them talk about their kids. Some of them talk about their boyfriends. Some of them, there's so much diverse material out there. People get so uptight. They categorize all of us, right? They're like, oh.
But what's the problem with talking about all that?
It's not. There's not any problem. I'm just saying that
maybe people in general don't like the taboo conversations of periods and menopause and hysterectomies. And
well, and
that.
it goes back to the professionals where they it's like people are doing comedy while they're pregnant now. Well, hello, that's part of our life cycle. Like people are doing comedy because
How
they're
dare
this,
they.
because of that, right? So they think they categorize us all together, right?
Yeah.
They think all of our women comedy is going to be all the same, which
yeah.
all of you two are as different as I
Oh,
am
yeah.
as you are, right? We're all different.
I don't think our styles are. None of us have the same style. I think we all maybe have little touches of the similarities in some ways, but definitely on every female comedian and most of the men these days, it is all very different.
Yeah.
It is. I like that about that. Now, when you guys are working with different comedians and maybe different producers and you're doing these shows, have you guys hit any hiccups along the way? Like things that you would stay clear of, things to maybe like help me when I'm looking into going into starting shows, not who to stay clear from, but like what to stay clear from to make yourself have a successful show.
Are you producing it, you mean?
Maybe let's produce it. I'm going to produce it. So what do I, for me, one piece of advice that might be like, this is one thing that would really try to stay away from when you're producing your own show.
I'll say the opposite. So one thing that I didn't think about is when you're going into produce a show with someone, you should like their comedy because you're going to hear it every fucking month.
There it is. You better like it.
Okay, and also think about what I love also, Nicole is not only an amazing human and beautiful person and hilarious comedian, but she's also very strategic and she has a marketing background like me.
This is important.
And so I love working with her because she's thinking strategy, she's thinking marketing. And I think our skill sets in that way are really complementary. Mm-hmm. And so I think thinking about the background of the co-producer, what are they bringing to the table? Mm-hmm. And also, do you like their comedy?
Yeah. Do you like their comedy?
Yeah, and I can definitely say that, in working with Jackie, it's exactly the same. You have so many skills that I may be lacking in, and it's great working with you because we, I think, can balance each other out well in those different ways. I mean, I feel like Jackie can do everything, literally, and I'm just there kind of trying to keep up. But
disagree.
But you,
Screw
it's been
you, Alex. We have our new loves.
Alex's,
exactly.
But no, you are great at many different things. So it has been wonderful working with you because it's also been a learning experience for me as well. And in the beginning, you were talking about setting up the show, and Jackie secured the venue and figured out how to work with the venue owner and stuff like that, which is probably another consideration when you're putting on a show. Do you actually want to be working with this venue owner long term? Is
to
that
have
someone
their support? Yeah,
exactly. Are they going to be a nightmare? Is it? Are they going to kick you out of that space in 1 week, or are they someone that even you can just email back and forth with and connect with efficiently? So there's a few different things, but certainly connecting with the right kind of co-producers is vital. And I love what you said about liking someone's comedy or not, because you're going to hear it. And one thing I love about Jackie's comedy is that you touch on subjects that I think a lot of other comics in town aren't doing, which is talking about being a parent.
Thank you. Yes. Okay. So I'll be honest. I have not really talked about my kids. Haven't really talked about being married. Haven't talked about my personal life very much. And I don't know if that's a piece of my own insecurities, of the sense of I maybe in the back of my head, I'm trying to protect them from certain things of my kids are at a weird age where my kid got something said to him at school where somebody was like, your mom's not even a good comedian.
And I apologized for that.
Yeah. So that's and my
another reason to have those glitter bags taken out of the classes.
So exactly. And my kid was fired up about it, and I had to have the conversation. It's man, there's gonna be people in every part of your world that's gonna say things about you, other people. Do you know it to be true? No, you don't. Keep on moving on. But at the same time too, I'm finding the more that I post or I talk about my family, the more I talk about my kids, the more I talk about how much they piss me fucking off, the better reaction. My crowds are way happier with that kind of material. And I'm finding for myself, going from a little bit of a comedian who likes to do longer stories, I find I have a lot more shorter bits to be able to talk about my family. And now I'm letting it down, but you talk about your family, you talk about children breastfeeding, all sorts of things. We need to do more of that because I love it. So please do it more. And we need more of that in the community. I mean, you talk about grandkids and all sorts of things.
I do now, yeah. My kids
did you not?
Well, when I started, my kids were already teenagers traveling, or graduated and stuff like that. Like I said, so they didn't. When my son came to watch my first show, I remember locking eyes with him in the audience and changing a punchline right on the spot. But it was so good. I'd already had that. It was one of those sets of threes, and that third one was always getting a laugh. But when I locked with him, I let it out, and it was a huge laugh. And he said, "Don't you ever tell that joke again."
Oh my God, I love it. Hilarious.
And he still once in a while says to me, "You're not telling those old jokes, are you?" I'm no, that was my cougar days, right? Sort of thing. But I mean, I do the grand girl because they're so hysterical, right? And that I have leeway there because I'm not the parent, right? I can just
true, yeah.
The real life shit.
Right?
Yeah,
what are they gonna do? Just they love the kids love me, the parents love me because I babysit. They're not gonna taste. They don't. My son-in-law came to a show. He'd never heard me do comedy, and I told this joke, and he says, "Oh my God, that joke was so good. I know it's about his girls, right?" I said, "Not, it was about the other one, but whatever."
Yeah.
he wanted the privilege of having it about his kids, right? So
the authenticity.
Yeah.
But I think to Jen's point too, that's relatability.
yes,
Yeah.
And that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
He's like, I can see my girls telling you that, and I'm like, not when was the other
wasn't
one.
it? But you could relate to the joke, and it's authentic,
It
you know, and
was.
that's
Yeah.
the.
You're really good at that. You're really good at being authentic and being about real life and just talking about the normal shit that from day to day. I think that's really cool. Rosie's really good at that too. Rosie Gritma, she's really good about talking about just
Well,
day-to-day
it's
normal
authenticity
life.
that comes across to the audience. It's because you're back to audiences. They're diverse too. Some of them are moms. Some of them are single. Some of them are in relations with unknown people named Alex. You know, like
I have never dated an Alex.
You're a single mom, right? Yeah.
No, not anymore.
Oh well,
I'm married.
pardon me. I thought you were a single
See,
mom.
nobody.
Oh, see, we don't know. We don't know.
That's you know,
Yeah,
and
what the
actually,
heck?
yeah, you know, here's the thing is, I will be open and honest about this, and this is the Apeshit podcast. So, it's not like protecting him. My husband's a very like a reserve, like opposites attract, right? Like I'm crazy and he is quiet. Like there's just that way. So, but he's becoming a little bit more open when like he'll walk in and see me filming, and before he'd be like, oh shit, now he might walk up behind me and give me a kiss. I'm like, oh, we're becoming like more like open to this idea of having like, because filming content's weird.
Yeah.
It is weird and uncomfortable. I'm like, I'm baking a fucking cake. Here we go. Let's record this. I'll tell you a story later. But my husband is like, I don't talk about him very often. And I think a part of it is,
So that's where we're going.
I
here.
think it's
Well,
like-
I think though that he doesn't have to be the butt of the joke. Like
Right.
you can be
No,
the one
that's
that
not
is
part of- I
that the
didn't-
joke's on you instead of like I think often we just think like, oh, I need to like my kids are going to be the idiots and my husband's going to be the dickhead,
No,
and it doesn't
I don't-
have to be that way.
That
Exactly.
doesn't work
I do.
always because
Yeah.
audiences will turn on you because they're thinking,
Yeah.
oh
I
my
don't-
God,
oh,
is she
here's
just
a-
going to
Good
rag
bang
on the
around it.
husband and
Yes,
these kids
yes.
the whole
Totally.
time?
and I
Yeah.
think
Right?
that's,
They
I
want
Yeah,
mean,
he can be the hero of the story.
yeah,
You
well,
can reword your comedy by saying, you know, I love my husband, but he drives me crazy, and then rip
oh my
on him,
God.
right?
You know, I mean, I told him I was going to do this on stage because I was leaving and I was packing. Oh,
Okay.
She's
yeah,
wasted.
Time's up.
yeah.
Time's up.
At least it's rolling back in one
Oh
spot.
yeah, it's coming back.
Lap it up, baby.
Oh my God, Marta.
Tissue there.
Oh, we have tissue.
Tissue. We have tissue.
It's okay. No, we have tissue.
Is
It's
that-
my fucking issue, apparently.
Tissue issue. We
It's
have
okay. We're fine. We're fine. We'll deal with it later. Jesus Christ. You know what? There's not even enough for me to be drunk in there, but it's okay. Good thing I was driving. No, like,
Could you call my Uber?
we'll drive you home, Jen. We'll drive you home. You said you wanted champagne. I
And I was like,
provided.
what is going on here last time? We didn't get any yet.
No,
Really appreciate it. Thank you.
back to the husband things. But
Yeah.
no, like for me, I said that, like I was leaving, I'm packing all my bag out here, and I mean, I had this dress, I had fishnet stockings, I packed some high heels, and then as I'm leaving,
Husband said it's Sunday. You're going to church again?
no, that's exactly what he said. I packed my outfit for the show tonight, and he's like, okay, are you a secret stripper? Number one. I'm
Nice.
like,
That's a
"What?"
good line.
He's
Yeah.
like,
that's
I'm
a
like,
good line.
what do you mean? He's like, well, you're packing lingerie. I'm like, this is just. He's like, you're in your pack. Are you a hooker on the Sundays? I'm like, no. And he's like, do you do comedy for real? I'm like, you come to the shows. He's like, maybe that's a front. I don't know. But like, I want to start talking about those kind of things because it's
Dude,
like
there's
real
your
life.
stuff. There's
And
your
then the
stuff.
other day, my cat sprayed me in the face when I thought I was giving him loves, and I'm like, I need to talk about this.
Oh no! Don't talk
Whoa,
about
whoa,
that.
whoa! It's
No,
sprayed
it's
you in
fucking
the
hilarious.
face?
Delete that one, but go back to the
Like,
husband.
like that.
We'll tell you later. It was really funny. My girlfriend who had
Bathing cap fall off?
It's hot.
Oh,
it is hot. Well, don't worry. We only have we don't have much longer.
Yeah,
which
3
is
minutes.
This hour's gone by. But you know what? We've talked a lot here about collaboration, starting shows, producing shows, what to do, what not to do. And this for me is very valuable because I am new into the scene and I do look up to you two and Jan to be able to help. I want to get further in life. I want to make some money. Anybody want to sponsor it?
Don't do
Please
comedy.
I was just gonna say, remember that Wendy's job you used to have, or when it was at Tim Hortons?
Remember that?
I
Remember working
highly
at McDonald's? You might want to.
I highly recommend
So we're
that.
gonna go film my OnlyFans after this.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's
There
how
you
I'm
go.
talking about.
Listen to your husband. Get those titties out and
Get
go
the
and do
titties.
Sunday.
He would
Sunday
probably
titties.
do
The
porn
burlesque
with
dancers
me.
make a lot more than a
Right?
comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's asked me. He's like, "Can we put like a movie on it? Like we can
That's
make some
right, go
porn."
and
I'm like,
do
"Nobody
Sunday-
wants to see my
that's-
ass in porn." He's like, "Everybody wants to see your ass in
There
porn."
you go. Sunday titties. We're gonna set you up on OnlyFans.
Coming to you in 2026, Jessica's titties. No, man, they're not as nearly as good as they used to be.
Okay, never mind.
They're
Do
not
the
good.
wrap up here to ask people what their
I want to
final
know your guys'
insights are.
Nobody wants to talk about my tits anymore.
Shen's like, back to business.
Back
I
to
know, that's
business.
right.
She's like, nobody wants to see him. Jackie, let's talk about what you're doing in the 2026. Any shows coming up? Anything where we can see your social? Let's get all the handles out there and give us what you're going to do. What's your 2026 comedy goal for me?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah. Everybody gets it.
2026 comedy goal.
Ooh.
Okay. To maybe do theater. That would be cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's collaborate. I like that.
All right. Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do a women's show.
Like a woman's show.
Let's do a Mother's Day show. I
Yeah.
have this idea for a Mother's Day show.
Oh, I have one too,
I've been
coming
talking
up.
to you about that. I was like, let's do it. All moms you don't have to be a mom too. You can be cat mom, a plant mom.
She's a dog mom.
You're a dog mom. You're in.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
in.
we're in.
She's
we had
a
a dog
better
woman on
mom
my last
You're
to
in.
her
all
dog
women
than
show.
I
Yeah.
am to my parents.
Yeah.
Shout out Charles.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be fun.
So, and what are you working on? Any shows in January?
Yeah, Nicole and I are doing a show in Campbell River.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
my
right.
gosh. Yeah.
I think that is a theater. I think it's
Yeah,
quite
yeah,
large,
it is.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a fun road trip.
It's rough theater, but
Is it?
Yeah,
I didn't
well,
know that.
I
Okay,
think
cool.
it's yeah.
You know what?
You'll like it.
Vancouver Island actually has quite a bit of comedy
A
clubs
lot
starting
of
to
going
pop.
on over there now.
Yeah, it's popping up
All
everywhere.
right.
So
There you
definitely
go. Maybe
check
that should be another goal: is do some more Vancouver Island comedy.
That's cool. I like
I
that.
haven't really branched out there.
Apeshit's going to Vancouver Island. Let's do a tour.
Yeah.
Cool.
I like it.
Nice.
Let's do a little
Collaborations.
A collaboration.
Yeah.
Let's do a girl gang tour, and I'll film you guys doing it.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah,
I
I think
like it. No,
that's a
I'm
good idea.
down. Docu-series. I like it. What about you?
Goal for 2026, probably to post more on social media. I'm trying to do more reels and more
How
posting.
can you
and
do
like,
that? Like, you do so many.
I know, I hate it. But it's filming each one of your sets and then
Oh.
deleting most of them and never watching them again. That's going to be a big part of filming your
true.
sets.
That's a good
Is
goal.
it-
Are your drives fully?
Okay, that's my goal too. Just deleting sets.
Yes, are your drives just full and like you need a Marta to help you organize your files? Because that's what I do. I'm like, Marta, help me organize them. I don't know what to do. There's too
Oh,
much.
I delete them fresh from the camera. You just go,
Good.
no, just
No.
immediately delete.
I like that.
Um,
I like
yeah.
that.
And you said one time, if you know, like because I was like, how do you just get into that? And you're like, well, if there was one point in your set that you knew in the moment this is good, that helps you get over that threshold of resistance. Because you're
Yes.
like, I'm just going in for that.
Yes, truly. And you scan forward. You don't have to listen to the whole thing and
Yeah.
cringe yourself out. Okay, I know it was at approximately this
Oh,
point, and you
yeah.
scroll forward and you just clip that part, and
even
then
if it's only 30
the
seconds,
rest is in the
yeah,
past.
It's 30 seconds. You don't have to put the pressure. And that's where I think I put the pressure. Oh, it's got to be that chunk of time. I mean, you only got 30 seconds to clip. It works. Work it.
yeah, and I hate the way I look on social media or in pictures or whatever the thing is. So it's it's mentally kind of getting past that too and going, oh god, my hair looks so it's unwashed and it's this and that, and and you
I
just
feel
go
you.
whatever, just put it out there into the ether and whatever.
That's
I mean, I say that as it being my goal, and I'm still trying to
Right,
progress
it's
towards
tough.
doing that more consistently.
Perfect.
But yeah, so
I like it.
building
Content.
And upcoming
presence.
shows?
Upcoming to tonight. So Underground Comedy Club, of course. Come visit Underground Comedy Club. Tickets at ugcomedy.com. I'm there every Sunday and Wednesdays, and then often on weekends as well. Just talking about some really unique. New Year's Eve. I have a New Year's Eve show. I'm very fortunate. I feel blessed. I'm going to be doing Dino Archie's New Year's Eve show, which I'm jacked about. Yeah,
Right
he's
on.
awesome. He's so good. Like he's
So good.
so good. So that's probably the next like really really big show that I'm looking forward to. Yeah.
Cool.
New Year's
Yeah,
Eve. Well,
yeah.
this is going to launch on New Year's Day 2026. Everybody will get to see
Oh,
this full
in that case,
episode.
man, the show was great last night.
Yes,
Dino Archie's
yes.
the king.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
We'll
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about it later. I was like, but you know what? It's still like that is very cool. I love that. What about you?
Well, and I mean, just to kind of summarize everything, it's, we talked about how do you get productions on stage. You work with people you like.
Yes.
You get venues. I
you're
mean,
here with me.
I branched out to theater venues when I did. It cost way more, but, and I had some successes. I had some failures there, so you've got to give it a try. You just, and if it doesn't work, you move on. If it does work, you think, how am I going to keep this going? Those things are important. I mean, I think that the hardest thing about women, and I'm going to just say that because we're all women here, in productions is people like, oh, yeah, but who's going to be on the show, my first shows when I did all women productions, I always had a token male, and I branded it as that, and a token male. I don't know why. Actually, they're people I liked and I liked to work with, so I brought them on.
It's good marketing.
But the other thing is production and getting the information out there. Like I tell people now, you're on the show. If you don't promote it, you're off the show. I mean, I don't say those exact words, but you need to be part of it. You've got to make everybody part of that production, right? For me, I have a class coming up the end of January.
Fantastic.
I'm looking for more collaborations. As I was leaving the house today, I don't know what channels were going on in my house, but I had the Stepford Wives coming on. I forgot how funny that show was. Good. I think we should do a Stepford Wives comedy show.
Yes.
I don't know how we can do it because we're all so different, and they were all cloned, right?
Best part.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, I like that.
I like that. So
like that.
let's think about that one, throwing it out there if anybody wants to be part of it.
I love that.
Yeah.
My goals for 2026 is lots of collaboration. I want to collaborate with as many people as I can. I just want to learn as much as I can. And I'm really looking forward to getting on the road and going to these different venues and getting to show people what BC is all about. My goal is 2026 is to make BC on the map for comedy. That's it. Woo! I'm just going to bring BC on the map for comedy. When you think of BC, you're going to think, shit, that's the comedy capital. That's my
all right.
Yes. So this has been Ape Shit, and you will see this January 1st, 2026, and then there will be a following episode.
Look here, gingerbread.
Gingerbread. Oh, good thing it's not there.
Oh yeah,
February 1st will be the next episode where you'll.
Hey, you guys.
My arm's broken.
Hey, Jackie, I really love working with you.
Oh no!
You want to do a show together? Yeah, that's right. We can go to Alex show.
Well, that has been Ape Shit, so let's go Ape Shit, y'all. Take care.
All right.
Oh my God.